All right, welcome, everyone. Hey, 4 likes already. Wow, we didn't even start yet. Can we get to 5? Hey, Adriana, what's up? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been doing? It's good to see some familiar faces around here, as always. And Adriana, you're one of them. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, let's see if we can get a goal of 10 likes tonight, guys. 10 likes. How about that? How about that, guys? All right, so we have our agenda for today during the live stream today. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer live stream compared to Tuesday because we have a lot to talk about. And there's a lot more to talk about as well since the week has progressed further. So if you guys take a look at the description box below, I said the markets are still quite strong here as we end August. But again, if seasonality trends are holding here, September should still be one of the worst performing months in Q3 so far. And in order to prepare for that, we need to see what Friday could bring us tomorrow in terms of a potential market pullback or a VIX pump. Okay, so let's discuss what that means. All right, so before we begin, okay, the members and I were both, well, specifically, we were in Sentinel 1. So this one had earnings today, and it had blowout earnings. Their losses are being narrowed, right? They're seeing losses decreasing, which will obviously lead to better, I guess, better probability of profitability. That's a handful of words there. And also, we can't forget the fact that Sentinel 1 is looking to sell their company, their business. And so if they're looking to be acquired, then there's going to be bidders, right? And these bidders, have only been, I believe, Wiz, which is actually a company that they're partnered with already. So, we need to see, well, hopefully, because after this earnings results are out, hopefully we can see a lot more bidders coming out in the next few days and next few weeks. Because again, they have some really good blowout earnings and they've raised their full year guidance as well. So that's good. That's really, really good. So Sentinel 1, it shot up to like 18, like 0.25-ish or something there. That's when I saw it, when it shot up. But now I believe it closed like a little bit under $17 here, okay? So tomorrow, I don't think I'll get, hopefully I won't get an IV crush because I have some time on my contracts. But if that happens, then I'll just have to roll up into new contracts because again, the chart still looks very, very good, right? And I've already discussed to my members during Sunday or in the newsletter on Sunday that if a buyout is to occur, they're most likely not going to want the share price of Sentinel 1 to cross at least $20 per share, right? They wouldn't want it to go up $20 even before a buyout is made, right? And if you guys don't know why, well, think about it a little bit. Think about it, right? A company is about to spend money or is looking to spend money to buy a company out. So if the share price is a lot more expensive compared to where it is at now, if you guys understand what I'm saying, all right? So think about that, right? So again, there's endless amounts of possibilities when it comes to acquisitions, right? First of all, if the company even gets a list of bidders, or if the company has too high of an expectation of the actual valuation that they're looking to get from a buyout, or even after an acquisition is approved by the company that's looking to be acquired, the government can also step in and stop the acquisition sale as well. So there's a bunch of possibilities, right? So S, definitely, it is a risky play. It's a very speculative play at that. Okay, but after today's earnings results, I'm completely looking and hoping for more bidders to be on the list to try to buy out Sentinel 1. Okay, so at this point, the only definite thing that we know now is that Sentinel 1 is officially looking for a company that's looking to buy them out because they've already brought on investment banks and such like advisors to help them with the potential acquisition process. Okay. The next one is Nutanix. So if you guys have been following me since a couple years ago and even just last year, I told you guys about NTNX and SPLK. So both of these, Splunk and Nutanix, they've both been companies that I paired up together for the most likely chance that they will be bought out. So first of all, let's talk about SPLK. So SPLK, absolute monster run after its earnings last week, right? It's just been straight up and that's it. It's just been a complete buying program for this name, especially after earnings. And so again, this name knocked out earnings out the park, and they raised guidance as well. Okay, so this is really good on both fronts for this name, earnings and revenue. And obviously the share price is loving it. Now, the only thing is that we need to look out for a potential acquisition on this name, because a lot of big tech names have been looking to acquire this name, but we haven't seen any more news, right? I believe we saw news earlier last year. So, there's that, right? Now, if you go back to NTNX, Nutanix, so the reason why I wanted to bring this one up is that I was actually holding this one. And I had no idea that there was earnings today, because sometimes when we're holding on to things for a long period of time, right, we don't check what earnings are. We're just looking to hold dollar cost average, and if there's earnings, then check out what they reported. And obviously, they did a lot better compared to last quarter, because Nutanix ended up going all the up past $36 after hours. So Nutanix, I'm definitely going to be up a lot more compared to where I am at now. I'll let you guys know the percentage return that I've gotten over the time so far for Nutanix after the earnings. So that should be very fun. So Nutanix and Sentinel, they're both, I guess, one of my most active and most, I guess, best performing stocks after hours. So tomorrow I'll definitely give you guys an update on my Instagram story. So again, if you guys forgot about NTNX and SPLK, here's a reminder that both of them are still highly targeted acquisition names. Okay. All right. So with that in mind, let's take a look at SPY. So SPY. Now, why do I think that we're gonna see a potential move lower tomorrow? Well, first of all, on SPY, we hit that major level of resistance that we created during the initial pullback sessions that occurred since the beginning of this month, August. Okay, so where's that level? Well, 451.50, or if you guys want to create a little area of supply, I would say around 452.50 to 451.50. So that's a little tiny small supply area that you guys can apply to your charts. But today we did exactly that, as we hit a high of 452.83, rejected, and then closed below 451.50. So obviously right now we're due for a pullback, and tomorrow will be a perfect time to do that. Why? Well, let's take a look at the VIX, volatility index. So VIX has been absolutely beaten down below the value of $15 right here, this line here that I've drawn for you guys here already. And usually when we get to see such large moves, sorry guys, my little dog is going crazy next to me. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi to all the viewers here? Say hello, guys. I know you guys can't see her, but she might be having a little bit of a zoomy session, guys. Okay. So the VIX, right? The VIX has been absolutely pounded down, and at some point we tend to get little bits of a jump in the VIX, and that's what I'm trying to catch tomorrow, right? And I didn't guess for the hearts, I saw that. So with the VIX here, what we're looking for, or what we're trying to look for, is a little pump tomorrow. Why? Well, first of all, VIX is staying below 15, and it's been pile driven lower for the past 5 straight trading days. Okay, and for the fact that it's coupled with SPY right at the 451.50 level, and for the fact that we've closed below it with a very small bearish looking candlestick, there's a good chance that we can pull back all the way back down to at least 448 tomorrow. That's the minimum amount Actually, that's the minimum price that I expect SPY to go down to. Okay, and so now how am I playing this already? Okay, so you guys may have guessed. Okay, how are we planning to play this, right? So first of all, I have SQQQ calls. I've been adding them since yesterday. All right, so I got them on Tuesday as a hedge for all my longs that I had, and then as I took profits into Wednesday, okay, I added more on SQQQ, and then today I added one last final add, and I'm looking to take out most of it on Friday, and this will be the case if and only if we see that pullback on SPY and the overall markets, because again, the overall markets are a little bit overextended on the intraday too. So hopefully we don't see any type of a large move. But again, this is just a hedge here. So if we do decide to see any type of a large move, that will be beneficial for my SQQQ position here, because again, volatility would jump up as well, and we can see the premium on my contracts rocketing higher as well, and that'll be a great way to end Friday, and also a great way to start off September. Now, this is a good segue into September. So let's talk about September. I know you guys have been seeing me talk about September over and over and over again, right? So just as a general summary, September is usually, per seasonality trend-wise, tends to be one of the worst performing months in quarter 3 of a pre-election year. So again, we have been following the presidential market cycle to a T for this entire year, and that's one of the major reasons why I gave all the reasons why last year as to why I believed that the market will be in a new bull market from 2023 and all the way up into 2026. And that's the reason why I've been saying, constantly repeating myself, that it's important that you guys understand that 2023 to 2026 will be the most important times to be involved in the stock market. And right now, currently in 2023, that has been proven correct. So if that is true, okay, I'm going to expect September to follow what the seasonality trends are. And what is that? Well, I'm going to be expecting September to be another month of a larger pullback. So first of all, okay, if you go back to SPY, this trend line was held. So this trend line, I drew it last week, and we held it perfectly. However, are we completely out of this intermittent pullback? Well, technically yes. Okay. However, okay, seasonality trends are there because it works, right? Seasonality trends are there because, well, the market tends to follow seasonality trends, and so. If you do decide to pull back on the month of August, it'll be perfect time, in the month of September, this will be the perfect chance and opportunity for the market to pull back, as we still have created a lower high today compared to the first high that we made on our initial big pullback at the first week of August. So again, technically, we are reversing back to the upside. Why? We have reclaimed and closed above all my short-term momentum SMAs, my 10, this red line, the 21, the light blue line, and the daily 50 SMA, this dark blue line. So internally for me, I am short-term bullish, but I am being cautious here, trying to catch all the bounces and pullbacks for now. But, okay, because of the price volatility that we're experiencing right now, I mean, just take a look at the past, even just this week and last week, right? All the wicks here, the large candlesticks, and then the large gap ups, large gap downs, right? There's a lot of day-to-day price volatility and intraday price volatility. So it's good that we're not trying to be too active, but when we're at pivotal points like today at 451, or the area of 452.50 to 451.50, it's good to try to take in and catch some of that action that is potentially going to occur. So that's the reason why I've been really hedging my long positions with SQQQ for the past 3 days. and hopefully that the hedge works out tomorrow, because again, I am expecting a pullback. The market is due for a pullback, right? I mean, even just on QQQs, right? The Qs, okay? So even for the Qs, guys, if you guys are looking to trade Qs tomorrow, a nice pullback target will be at least around minimum 374.50. Okay, and that's a minimum target there. And based on price volatility, that's a very small move. Okay, I mean, even just based on the price volatility of the last 2 weeks, including this week, moving down to 374.50 is going to be quite easy, is what I would say. It's not going to be hard. All right, it's a very small move as well compared to the previous. All right, I'm literally making a large emphasis on previous, on the previous price action here on the last 2 weeks, including this week. So, you know, I'm gonna translate that thesis onto SPY as well. So, you know, if we do end up, pushing back down to let's say 448 to 447.50, if you guys want a nice little range, that's also going to be a quote unquote small move compared to the previous price volatility that we've had so far. So again, the VIX, okay, tomorrow we can have a potential big pump in the VIX as kind of a last, maybe last. I'm saying that carefully here. Again, take what I'm saying right now a little bit, with a grain of salt, I would say, because again, what I'm saying currently about the VIX is a bit speculative. Obviously, we can't predict that the VIX is going to pump tomorrow. No one knows that. Because again, if you guys have forgot, historically, Fridays have been green overall. So if tomorrow can prove the opposite, right, and obviously the start of September, that's going to be interesting, right? That's going to be kind of telling as to how September will go and perform for the entire month. If especially tomorrow, with the markets pull back largely and we see VIX popping up to the highs, possibly, at least retesting 14 here or even over 14. All right. So again, watch out tomorrow about any type of pullbacks in the market. If you guys are long, make sure you guys are managing correctly, and etc. Does anyone have any questions? No? All right. Okay, well, no questions. Okay, perfect. Wait, it looks like you're saying there is a question with that emoji, but no worries, I understand. Okay, so right now there are a bunch of names actually that I like to call early relative strength names, right? Early RS names that have shown that they are looking to reverse back to the upside. For example, Uber is one, right? Uber has consolidated pretty well into this pullback, this overall market pullback, and has broken out of its tiny base. And that is actually that type of price action is actually rhyming with a bunch of other early RS names, such as Rivian, right? Rivian has also formed a nice little base here. Nice little wedge, right? A falling wedge, and broken out of this tiny falling wedge base. And another name, early RS name, was U. Okay. Little tiny base has formed during this pullback. Obviously, U has not fared better than Uber or Rivian, as it really just pulled all the way back and erased actually almost 100% of its gains after breaking over this $33 resistance level, or this initial breakout level. So after retesting this previous level or previous breakout level, the initial breakout level, it formed a nice little tiny base on the 200 SMA and broke out of that base. All right, so I'm kind of repeating the same thing over and over again for all these early relative strength names. And I created an entire list for both of my private and public members in my Discord. So again, I'm not going to release the Discord again to the public just yet. That may be coming next month. So a little wink wink there, because I know people have been asking me if I'm going to open up the Discord again for the public members. So I'll let you guys know. Just make sure you guys are always following me on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and I'll let you guys know. Okay. So for the people who have taken the opportunity a couple months ago to join in when I had the link up for the entire week, good on you. And Adriana, I believe you're in as well. So again, guys, a bunch of these early relative strength names are really holding out well. So this tells me that these names potentially will create that further push to the upside once the market decides to reverse. So now I've been saying this over and over again, and if you guys caught my live stream, my very impromptu and random live on Instagram last Saturday. Okay, I might do the same thing on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So who knows? But I basically said, so here's kind of a summary of what I said. So between the transition of quarter three, the end of quarter three to the beginning of quarter four, that is when I'm going to see a true market bottom. And that is if and only if September decides to be one of the worst performing months and we crater back down, well, to the downside. So again, if tomorrow, the first day of September, turns out to be horrible, that's going to give us a good sign as to what could come for the rest of the month of September. So if that does occur, now this is now we're really going to speculative territory here and kind of my own opinion based on data, historical data, and seasonality trend patterns. Okay, so if September decides to be as worse as it was in the past, past few years, right? Past couple of years, I'm expecting the first month of October, which will be the first day of quarter four, right? So the first, I would say, early October. How about that, right? So the start of quarter four. That's when we're going to start to see a bottom forming, and then we're going to see some sort of consolidation, right? So when we start to see a little bit of sideways, right? So that consolidation phase should, mostly occur from the beginning of October to around mid-October. But I'm going to be expecting the official reversal to begin. Okay, so make sure you guys remember this. The official reversal to begin around late October. All right, so my time frame was around mid to late October, but realistically speaking, I would say the actual market reversal could probably form around late October. Okay, late October. Okay, so that my speculative opinion there is subject to change, obviously, but that is my prediction and speculation. All right, hey, 5 likes, there we go. We finally got it. Awesome. So, based on everything that I told you guys today, okay, does anyone have any questions right now? Okay, let me ask you guys one more time. Okay, so again, quarter three to quarter four, it's going to be very, very interesting, especially tomorrow, since it's the first day of September, one of the worst performing months in quarter three of a pre-election year. And if you guys are wondering why we popped off this entire week, is that, well, obviously the jobs market, right, the labor market is kind of cooling off, right? We're starting to see those cracks getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've talked about this a couple months ago, I believe, like early 2023 of this year. I was talking about a certain JOLTS report for a certain month, and I was telling you guys about how the cracks are starting to show up, but it wasn't big enough, right? And so so far this year the market has rallied due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is possibly opening itself back up to the possibility of pivoting into early next year. And so the reason why this JOLTS report for the month of August here, and in the reference month for the JOLTS report was July, obviously, guys, if you guys don't know how JOLTS reports go. Okay, so this month, they reported July's labor market data, and so the job openings were very, very, very soft, softer than expected. And that's kind of the real kicker here, because the Federal Reserve has been trying their best to really loosen up the very, very tight labor market. I've been repeating this over and over again, guys. So if this doesn't sound familiar, then I don't know what to tell you. Either you guys weren't listening, or you guys weren't watching the my live streams, my videos, my Instagram stories, right? My Instagram posts. So, or even just last year, if you guys weren't here listening to me at all last year. So everything so far has been coming true this entire year of what I've been saying. Okay, I always try to stay humble, but that's literally what's been happening. Right, that's a realistic thing that has been occurring for the entire year. And so if I'm going to be correct again, right, what I've been telling you guys so far now is that I truly believe that the Federal Reserve is going to have one last interest rate hike for this year, maybe in this upcoming September FOMC meeting. Okay, and after that, there's only going to be 2 FOMC meetings left, one in October and one in December. So the October one overlaps with November, so the FOMC meeting is going to occur from October 31st to November 1st. But again, I'm just going to say October, all right? And then the last one will be in December as usual. And so what is going to happen if we do see the last interest rate hike for the terminal interest rate in September? Well, after that, the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell will announce a new pausing period. And historically speaking, make sure you guys write this down. Whenever we have a multi-month pausing period, we tend to get a true pivot in the monetary policy of the Federal Reserve. Okay, so again, if you guys remember right now, inflation, right, headline inflation and core inflation has been going down and down and down back towards their supposed quote-unquote 2% target. Okay, now there's a lot of people out there who are this is a little tangent here, but there's a lot of people out there who are very, very skeptical on the fact that the Federal Reserve will try to keep their inflation target to 2%. Maybe, even I'm expecting to, maybe the maximum target will be around like, I don't know, 3%, like 2.5. Let's say 2.5 to 3%. How about that? Somewhere around that area. But I like to be optimistic, so I would say personally for me, I'm a bit biased here since I'm a bit of an optimist. I would say that the Federal Reserve will be able to bring down inflation, at least headline inflation, back down to 2%. So inflation, okay, so that's the end of my tangent there. The inflation data consistently tells us that prices have been going down. Okay, obviously not energy prices, not energy, oil, gas. Okay, and guys, make sure you guys hit that smash, smash that like button. There we go. That is the correct statement. Smash that like button down below if you guys are enjoying this information. So for the people who are just joining in, my apologies. You guys are a little bit late, about 30 minutes late here, but make sure you guys go back to the recording as always. I always tell you guys this, okay? And make sure you guys watch from the beginning to the end. I'm always spitting valuable information and, most importantly, applicable information. So back to what I was saying, okay, with inflation going down, they're now having trouble with the labor market. I've been saying this since early this year and late last year. And so with the labor market potentially about to give away, right, from being so tight, right, and potentially loosening up and cooling off, the Federal Reserve, if they do decide to create that pausing period, okay, we will see, okay, here's the thing, we're going to see interest rate cuts. Wow, I bet you guys haven't heard that one in a while, right? Interest rate cuts. That's impossible, right? Interest rate cuts, we haven't heard that in a long time, since 2020. right? Because we've been seeing interest rate hikes at historically quick, very, very quick interest rate hike cycle for 2 years now, right? Hey, Hassan, what's up, man? What's up, what's up, what's up? Nice to see you back in the live. Hey, I'm seeing some familiar faces today in the live. All 3 of you guys in the chat room here. What's up, what's up? So again, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button or smash that like button is what I'm trying to say. Jeez. If you guys are finding this information valuable and most importantly, applicable. So if that is the case, right, if that's the case, and I've been saying this over and over again, guys, okay, bond yields should crater down. Once you start to see the federal funds rate or the terminal interest rate or the benchmark interest rate, whatever you guys want to choose the term, it means the same thing. It's referring to the same thing. We should be seeing the bond yields going down. And so, you know, bond prices should go back up, right? Why? Because again, bond yields and bond prices have an inverse relationship. Okay, so I discussed all of this on my Instagram live on Saturday. Okay, so if you guys want to take a look at that, which I highly recommend you guys to do, go take a look at that on Instagram. Hassan, you said, did someone say interest rate cut? Bulls. Yeah, no, really though. So based on my prediction and my speculation, okay, if we do decide to create a new pausing period for the rest of this year after, again, I'm still expecting one more interest rate hike for this year and the last one at that as well for the entire interest rate hiking cycle that started really beginning of 2022. You know, again, historically speaking, usually after multiple months of a pause, the Federal Reserve tends to start the interest rate cuts. Now, do I know when they're going to start and end the pausing period? No, right? I don't know the future, right? But the markets, the federal funds futures market, is expecting one more interest rate hike, okay? And after that, it's always going to be a pausing period, which is why I'm speculating that we're going to see a pausing period and not an immediate rate cut. So now, when am I going to expect a rate cut? Now that's an interesting question, right? That is the interesting question. So based on what I think, okay, this is completely biased and complete speculation. I completely expect a rate cut to happen or occur somewhere around early 2024 and somewhere right before the summer months begin. So I would say somewhere before Q3. Okay, so that is my specific pinpoint or time frame or time range of where I expect the Federal Reserve to finally say, okay, we've held the interest rates at highs in this current interest rate hike cycle highs for too long now. It looks like the labor market is cooling off. Inflation is back down to our 2% target. And once they're happy, right, they're going to say, you know what, it's time to cut interest rates. We've done enough to the economy, enough damage to the economy, some people might say. And mortgage rates needs to come back down as well, right? Now, you know, that is the ideal situation, right? But again, I don't know when that's going to occur. So everything that I've just told you guys, you know, based on, you know, all the time frames and such, that is all my speculative predictions. So take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so again, late last year, I told everyone that 2023 to 2026 are going to be the years to be involved in the market because 2023 will be the start of the new bull market. But I didn't tell you guys exactly when that will happen because again, I told everyone to take it with a grain of salt. But guess what happened this year? We're in a new bull market, right? And I gave you guys all the reasons why. Okay, so that is the gist of what I want to tell you guys today. And again, I am long TLT, so I am a bit biased. I have been long, I believe, what was it? Here or here? I forgot when I bought. Uh-oh. It was last week on Friday. Yes. Yes, last week Friday, not this week. I didn't do anything with my TLT position. So I bought it right around here. Okay. And so with bond prices, I completely expect them to start at least regaining its losses that it's had since 2022 started, right? It's had a lot of losses. I mean, this thing has been, right, the 20+ year Treasury bond ETF just absolutely smashed since 2022. So, I'm not gonna tell you guys the position just yet, but so far this is this TLT position, these leaps. That's a little hint there. Are looking pretty good. Okay. All right. So with all that in mind, okay, let's kind of review what I talked about for tomorrow. Since there are a lot of new people right now joining in. Fresh taste of water. So tomorrow, okay, I am right now hedged with SQQQ, and I'm expecting SQQQ to at least retest around 18.20, excuse me. Okay, why? Because I expect the VIX to have a nice pop tomorrow. Because again, this has been smashed, right? VIX, every single time it crosses over 15, it stays over 15 for a little bit, and then it gets immediately smacked back down, right? So that has been occurring, and that's a good sign. This is a good sign that VIX is going down like this. But for tomorrow, since I am expecting SPY and the overall markets to have another, pullback, and again, it's due for a pullback now after this monstrous run this week. I expect Friday to be a nice pullback day tomorrow. And again, I don't need to see a large move down. That's not what I'm saying, right? But again, if seasonality trends for September hit on the first day of September tomorrow, right? Since tomorrow is September 1st, then that could possibly indicate what could occur for the rest of the month. And then again, all of that speculation, my predictions will come after that. What I've just told you guys tonight. So again, for tomorrow, SPY, minimum or maximum, okay, I expect SPY to come back down to 448 and QQQ to come back down to around, I would say, 374.50. Or if you guys want a range, okay, I expect SPY to be around 447.50 to 448. And then for QQQ, the Qs, I expect QQQ to be around 374.50 to 375. All right. So again, those are very small moves compared to the price volatility that we've been seeing for the previous couple of trading days. So again, small moves, but I'm just trying to capture these small moves because again, SPY hit a very pivotal point today, right? And we rejected off of it and we closed underneath that pivotal resistance level at 451.50, or if you guys want the general supply area, 452.50 to 451.50. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that is something that you guys can apply tomorrow. All right. Again, I'm always trying my best to give you guys valuable information, but most importantly, applicable information. All right, for the short term and long term. That has always been my goal. All right, my number one goal though is always to transfer my own skills to everyone else. All right, so again, guys, tomorrow, just be careful. Manage your longs. I've been getting out of my longs here and there, whether it be for small gains, for a small loss if it hit a stop loss, or for some great gains like today on VIX. Right, VIX was a great swing trade today. I got a little bit early. I got at the highs of today morning, so I got our highs like right around here. Okay, so around 9 o'clock my time. Okay, PST, and obviously we ran way higher. Well, not really way higher, but I'm just exaggerating. So a little bit of that FOMO is kicking in there for me, but again, great gains. Right, it was over 100%, so I'm satisfied with that, right? And then Amazon, this was the true kicker here for me because I got out with 20% yesterday, but if I had held it as a swing as it was originally intended to, if you guys saw my Instagram story, this would have been a banger as well. But hey, you know what? We can't win them all. We can't take them all, even though we wish to, right? So again, guys, tomorrow, if you do see a pullback, be careful. manage your longs if you guys have any. Manage your shorts if you guys have any, like I do with SQQQ calls as the inverse of the Qs. Right? If you guys didn't know what SQQQ was, well, here you go. All right, this is inverse Qs. Okay, so names like this though, okay, these inverse or quote unquote ETFs, okay, these ultra pro short QQQ ETFs are meant to go to zero, by the way, guys. But again, these things always tend to have reverse stock splits to make sure that they don't go to zero. But it's an endless cycle, right? It continues to go down, and then it continues to have reverse stock splits, right? It's almost like a not a really good comparison, but based on reverse stock splits and moving down to near zero, it's almost similar to penny stocks, right? The dog shit penny stocks, right? Okay, so guys, that is it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for staying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the 5 likes. That's amazing, because again, that really helps with the algorithm here. And yeah, make sure you guys remember those earnings names that I'm currently playing with my members as well. Nutanix and Sentinel. Well, Nutanix is personally mine. I don't know if anyone else has it, since I've mentioned this since what, last year, including SPLK. I know my members have SPLK because again, Nutanix and Splunk, right? So NTNX, and SPLK have been paired up as my acquisition targets for this year. And so both of them have been doing extremely well. My position with NTNX is going to be up huge tomorrow. I can tell you that, guys. I can tell you that right now to you guys. And I'll make sure to give you guys a glimpse of that percentage return on NTNX. And I'm planning to hold on as well. So, yes, NTNX, I'm excited to see where it's at tomorrow morning. And Sentinel 1 as well, since I am in long for this one as well through earnings. And again, this is also another acquisition target as well because, well, they've announced that they're looking to sell the company. Okay, so I already went over this, guys, in the beginning. So make sure you guys watch the recording if you guys are just joining us now. I've always said this. If you guys are just joining in a little bit late, make sure you guys go back to the recording because I explain a lot of important stuff at the beginning of all my live streams. But again, I always stress that you guys should watch from the beginning to the end to get the full amount of information that I'm giving you guys every single time I do the lives. All right. Okay, so tomorrow will be very, very exciting for me and my members and my students, and hopefully the same with you guys. And hopefully this information finds your way to be very, very applicable and very, very profitable information as well. All right. Have a great rest of your night and have a great rest of your weekends because we have a Labor Day weekend. And next week is going to be a very, very short week. All right. So have a early Labor Day weekend. A happy Labor Day weekend. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you guys so much.
You